Welcome back to another Machining Minutes video. I'm Ben, and in our last video, we machined this aluminum utility knife body using Toolpath. Now we just ran OP1, so in this video, I'm going to show you how we also use Toolpath to help us program OP2 and some soft jaws. If that sounds exciting, stay tuned, and I'll show you how it's done. So let's start in Fusion by working on our soft jaws. And what I did here was I created a very simple body that contained those two soft jaws. And the reason I did that, let me hide this body here. The reason I did that is because Toolpath can't take two unique bodies and program from them. So what I've done is, if I hide this part, I've done a very simple cut extrude down to the face of the bottom of the part, just to make that very simple pocket. I'm going to turn that back on. And so now we can take this green body and send it straight to Toolpath. Before we do that, let me show you the setup. So if I go into manufacture, I've created this soft jaw here. Let's edit the setup. You see I've selected this component as my soft jaw. And then for my stock, I've just turned it into relative size box and then no additional stock. So that's as simple as it gets there. And now what we're going to do is we're going to use send part to Toolpath. And I'm just going to send the soft jaw itself. Click OK. And we're not going to get a 100% machinability score. And that's just because we've only sent one setup. So it's running through my cut config, looking at my tools in my Ben X7 library. And of course we get a 60%. That's totally fine. What is important is we've machined all of the soft jaw. So I'm going to click this Export to Fusion button. Jump back into Fusion and click Import to Current Document. And what that does is it takes all of our toolpaths, auto-populates our setups, and you can see that happening in real time right now. So there's going to be a couple of toolpaths that I'm going to delete out of this, which is not really a big deal. I just don't need them. I'm not going to be facing our soft jaw. There's no really reason to do that. That pocket is totally fine. I definitely want that. And then some of the rest machining there with the smaller tool. I'm going to delete this pocket, and yes, we'll do a floor finish. Okay, so let's do a regeneration. I'll click no. And now Toolpath has programmed our soft jaws very quickly. Oh, and I also don't want this 2D contour, so I'm going to delete that as well. So just a few operations. Now, you could definitely do this by hand, and this is a simple part to be able to program. It's just a simple pocket. But that was still very quick and sped up my process. So let's go hop on the machine. Let's cut this soft jaw. I'll show you kind of the setup that we do at the machine. And then after that, we'll use Toolpath to help us program OP2 and finish up this part. Soft jaws are set up, and there's a spacer in there as well. They're tightened down. So all I have to do is call up the program and we'll start making some chips. Let's work on programming OP2. In the last video, we used send to Toolpath, which is what I'm going to use here. So just click this send to Toolpath button. I'm going to uncheck the soft jaw setup and click OK. We can see our whole parts being machined. I'm going to click on setups. So that's our first setup that we already machined. And then our second setup. So it looks like we have some chamfers, some countersinks, and some faces to tackle. I'm going to export to Fusion, jump back into Fusion, get rid of this box, and then use our import to current document. Now keep an eye on this setup too. It's going to auto-populate. Alright, let's take a look at setup 2. I'm going to activate it. Here's our part. We have some roughing to take that top hat off. That looks fine. I think I might change that to a 3D adaptive. Then we use that same tool for a facing operation. It looks like we're getting an error on these chamfers, so let's investigate that. I believe it's because our chamfer tip offset is a little too low. So I'm going to make that 20 thou. And there we go. Same with this one. Now we're not hitting our fixture or anything like that. Let's go ahead and simulate this. Perfect. No issues found. I think we're ready to send this to the machine. All right, let's see how I did. All right, well, that is a wrap on this utility knife body. We made OP1, OP2, and soft jaws with the help of Toolpath. Hopefully you guys have a better understanding how to use Toolpath and how to use it with Fusion. I'm a really big fan of the Fusion to Toolpath to Fusion workflow, and I was really excited to show you guys how it works. And in the next video, we're gonna work on making the lock bar section of this knife, and that will require some fixturing and some plate work. So I'm really excited to show you guys that. If you guys are enjoying these videos, let me know. I really enjoy making them, but I'd love to hear what you guys want to see. And if you haven't heard, we just released Toolpath free for hobbyists and education. So if you're a tinker, a maker, a hobby machinist in your garage, then we want to make sure that you have Toolpath. Check out the link in the description to sign up for hobbyists and education, and I will see you in the next Machining Minutes video.